Hey, what's up, guys? Alan here with EatSleepTrade.net. Gonna be bringing you guys the swing trading watch list for the week of April 18th, 2016. Had a pretty good week last week with the SPX reaching up and breaking through that 2075 resistance area. So we will take a look at that chart, talk about that as well, and then go over the stocks for this week's watch list. Alright guys, welcome back. First up, let's take a look at the SPX. We've made it now back above this 2075 area. In our last update, we talked about that 2075 area and the expected rejection off that substantial resistance area, which we've seen. And then the next important step was one, holding above the downtrend that formed that we just broke above, and two, holding our 20-day moving average as our support area. And as you can see, we got exactly that last week and even managed to get the push and close above that 2075 area. And if you look now at the flag setup that is getting put in here, you can see that that 2075 area has begun to hold as support, as the low on Friday was 2076. So hopefully we continue to see that 2075 area now hold as support, and we get a move up to or through this 2100 area. And now people are thinking that this could be a moment when oil crashes, and oil has, I think, had a pretty big effect on the overall bullishness of the market. So we'll see if the market can hold bullish if the oil sector does decide to turn around and start heading back down, and if the SPX will follow, or if there is enough bulls to keep it up even without that oil sector. Alright, so let's talk about the stocks that we are going to add to this week's watch list. First up, let's take a look at BW. This chart's looking pretty good for one specific reason. That is that it is a recent IPO, and this $22 area is basically its all-time highs, and we have been testing that area, failing, and uh, getting through that area on Friday and getting a decent close above these prior highs. And you could see the 20-day moving average and 50-day moving average are now pretty much with each other in that upward trending direction. We had good volume through that breakthrough 22, and I'm going to watch for a continuation through that 22 and this stock going into new highs, and maybe not buy through if we get a breakout continuation tomorrow, because the stock is obviously already pretty overextended after it's been ramping straight up for 3 days. Could still have continuation in tomorrow, especially getting through this all-time high area. But again, I'd rather get the pullback where this $22 area holds as support, and you get a much better entry that way. Next up, let's look at ELGX. Nice little chart coming off its bottom here, and this 1050 area is a pretty significant area of the chart. That's when it last gapped down, opened up right around this 1050 area, continued to sell off. And if we get through that 1050 area, maybe we get a gap fill, and that area starts coming back up towards this $13 area. So that could give us a pretty big range move. Would like to see maybe a pullback to this 950 area to give us a good entry, and that area hold up as support. Then the move back towards and through 1050, and then possibly the gap fill through after that. Good relative volume. Overbought on the RSI right now, so keep that in mind. Again, I'd really like to see a pullback towards 950 for entry, and then a move back towards and through that 1050 resistance area. Next up on the list, let's look at PTCT. This one's pretty much just on watch because we had a huge relative volume day, and that alone is enough to catch my attention. Even if it's something that we just get a day trade in, you can see the obvious resistance that is coming up here right around 1140, 1150, also marked by our 50-day moving average. Resistance above that, you're looking at 1650 area. And after that, you've kind of got this downtrend, which is also a resistance area. With this big, huge relative volume, 28 million shares were traded, which is huge. We could see this thing start to trend back up. Obviously, there's a big buyer or reason for somebody to know that this could be a bottom, or maybe there's some good news that's going to be coming up. Nevertheless, definitely worth to keep on watch when anything trades that kind of volume, and could see a move towards this 1140, 1150 area into next week. Next up, let's look at RPTP. Nice little flag setup that it just attempted to break out of on Friday. We're above our 20-day moving average, so definitely worth keeping on watch. We've got good relative volume. The chart is no longer overbought off this pullback, so that's good. The RSI's had time to cool off. Look for breakout continuation, especially over Friday's high of around 610, and look for that move up towards the 670 area. Through that 670 area puts us up just under 8, around 780, 790. If we get through these areas in the future, then we get a shot at the gap fill. But for now, short term, looking for that move towards 675. Next up on the list, let's look at TLN. And probably one of my favorite chart that I'm adding to the watch list this week. You can see the nice trend that it's been on. Great pullbacks coming right down to its 20-day. Boom, nice push higher. Now it's pulling back, creating a flag in Friday. Big relative volume, nice breakout of that consolidation, well above its moving averages, and just a pretty bullish stock overall. So I'm going to look for the breakout continuation into this. If I get a day or two hold on a play, that'll be great. If not, wait for the pullback, look for the next entry, and continue to ride that bullish stocks that's set up for you over and over. Last but not least, let's look at UAN. Now, the only reason why I really like this chart is here we are at the 50-day moving average, and it is holding as support as we put in a nice bullish harami right here inside day of our bigger red candle day, and nice support on that the 50-day again, which was the breakout here. And then you can see the chart basically almost came down to the 50-day here. And now we're at it again. Big relative volume. The RSI is plenty cooled off. Lots of room to the top side. So I'm going to look for a continuation move one back towards 770, which is our 20-day, through that, and hopefully back up towards this $9 area or our prior high over here. So just like the chart set up on that, as far as the way the moving averages are trending, and we're right on that 50-day, giving us a great risk-reward entry for the possible move back towards 9. Alright guys, well that's going to wrap it up for this video. If you have any questions or suggestions, please leave them in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for future videos. Also, check out our website, eatsleeptrade.net. From there, you can find us on Twitter as well as locate our Facebook page to stay up to date on all the stocks that we are watching and trading. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.